Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. A couple weeks ago I did a video comparing Western Mountaineering's 3 coldest rated semi-rectangular style sleeping bags. I don't want to play favorites, so today we're going to look at Western Mountaineering's 3 coldest rated mummy style sleeping bags. Now all 3 of these bags come from my son's collection, so we can thank him for letting us look at them today. The only exception is the Lynx on your left there. That was originally my bag. I owned it for a couple years. I slept in sub-zero temperatures in it, so I got some direct experience with that bag. These 2 bags I've never slept in. The only experience I have is having slept in Western Mountaineering sleeping bags a lot. But I'll get in these bags and see what they're all about. So let's get started. On the left, we have the Lynx. It's rated to minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit. In the center here, we have the Puma. It's rated to minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit. And over here on your right is the Bison, and it's rated to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to start by looking at the Lynx. I'm going to get a couple of these out of the way. This bag I had overfilled. It comes with 34 ounces of down, and I had it overfilled, which should bring it up to about 38 ounces of down. So the Lynx has a circumference of 63 inches at the shoulders, 55 inches at the waist, and 39 inches at the foot box section. Western Mountaineering states that the Lynx has a loft of 8.5 inches. We're going to check that out. That is 10 inches there. Maybe 9.5 there. 10.5 here. So this overfilled model is about 1.5 inches thicker than what it's supposed to be. So I owned this bag for a couple of years. I really like the bag. It's an awesome bag. I was really torn over getting the bristlecone or the Lynx, and I ended up choosing the Lynx because I wanted the Gore windstopper outer shell fabric. But as I used it, I realized that this bag's temperature rating is a temperature that I plan to camp a lot in, and I really want to be comfortable, and it's just a little too snug for me at times. Usually I do fine with it, but I'll try to show you what happens in this bag for me. So Western Mountaineering sleeping bags have got a down-filled draft tube that runs on the top side of the bag along the zipper. And when I sleep in this bag, I'm going to try to show you what happens for me. Is you got this down-filled draft tube up here. And when I turn on my side, that knee would sometimes just slip underneath that zipper baffle. I get a cold contact right there. There's my knee. So the 55 in the waist is just a little narrow for me. It's comfortable most of the times. But what I found happening is I'd wake up in the middle of the night, my knee was cold because it slipped under the zipper baffle. So ultimately, this bag works better for my son's applications. I sold it to him, and I bought the bristlecone for myself. I just wish it came in a Gore windstopper outer shell, but it doesn't. So this Lynx is really an awesome bag. We're going to compare it to the Puma now and see what's different. Now right off the bat, I can tell, I'm not sure if you can really see it here, but the Puma is a much bigger bag than the Lynx. The Lynx has 63 inches of shoulder circumference. The Puma's got 66 inches of shoulder circumference. The Lynx has got 55 inches of circumference at the waist. The Puma has 57. And they're both 39 inches at the foot box section. So we see that the Puma is bigger than the Lynx. It's going to be roomier inside. Another difference here, here we can see the Puma has 2 down-filled draft tubes. It's got one right here on the top. It's got one here on the bottom, and they overlap when they zip up. They overlap. This one goes over the top of the top one, and they overlap each other. So you've got two downfilled draft tubes in the Puma right next to each other along that zipper. That's going to give you some good insulation on the side. The Lynx, on the other hand, it just has the top zipper baffle. So this baffle right here is on the top, and there's nothing on the bottom here. So you get twice the insulation at the zipper in the Puma than you do in the Lynx. Now there's something a little off, I think, in Western Mountaineering's weights concerning this bag and this bag. This bag is supposed to have 34 ounces of down and weigh 3 pounds 11 ounces. This is supposed to have 40 ounces of down and weigh 3 pounds 15 ounces. It's also a bigger bag, and it's got that additional downfilled draft tube in it. And Western Mountaineering says this is only 4 ounces heavier than that. Math doesn't add up. I've weighed both of these bags, and the Puma's a little light and the Lynx is a little heavy. So we're going to look and see. The loft appears very, very similar on these two bags. So I measured the Lynx already, and it's averaging about 10 inches of loft. Nine and a half. Nine and a half. 9.5. So this overfilled Puma has got 9.5 inches of loft, which is what they state it is. So something not quite right here, because both of these bags are overfilled. And it appears that the Lynx is every bit as lofty as the Puma, yet it's a little tighter, a little snugger fitting, more efficient. So if it was 25 below, I'd probably pick this bag. I don't know. I just don't see it. And I've never seen it in the Puma. I just don't think that they fill these Pumas full enough. Otherwise, it should, it should be a full inch thicker than this one, but it's not. Maybe those dual downfilled draft tubes are the ticket. But I'm going to get in this bag because I've never been in this bag, and I want to see how roomy it is. Oh, it feels different than the Lynx stuff. Yeah, that's a lot roomier than the Lynx. A lot more room in the knees. So for whatever reason, the Lynx seems to have as much loft as the Puma. But I really like the fit of this bag. It's way more comfortable than the Lynx to me. Now let's bring the Bison down here. Okay, so now I got the Bison out here. This is Western Mountaineering's coldest rated sleeping bag at minus 40 below. So let's check the thickness of this thing. We got about 10.5 down at the bottom. 10.5 there. And 11 up here. This Bison is an overfilled model, and it has the 10.5 to 11-inch thickness that Western Mountaineering claims. Okay, I'm going to get in this Bison, and it's going to kill me, but I want to see what it feels like. Never been in this bag. The 55-inch circumference at the waist, I'm really anxious to see if that waist circumference feels different in the Bison than in the Lynx, because they both have 55 inches of circumference at the waist. I'm going to see if these double draft tubes make it worse in the waist, or if they accommodated for that. It's over 100 degrees difference between the air temperature in this room and the rating of this bag. I'm not gonna zip it all the way up. Kill me. That's roomier. I really thought it would be. For some reason, I really thought that the Bison would feel roomier in the waist than the Lynx. Even though they both have 55 inches as their circumference, this feels a lot roomier in the waist to me. So what we see really is the Bison's a good inch and a half thicker than the Puma or the Lynx. The Bison also has the dual downfill draft tube, one on the top, one on the bottom here, and they overlap each other when you zip them up. Really helpful. Much like the semi-rectangular style bags, I mean, they all share these great qualities in common with each other. The Bison has got a down-filled ruff up here at the top, wraps around your face when you pull it snug. Really ideal for expedition type scenarios. So anyways, this is the warmest rated sleeping bag that Western Mountaineering makes, and it's easy to see why. It's just a monstrosity. But I wanted you guys to be able to see these three bags side by side and on top of each other. So we found that this is about 10.5 to 11 inches thick. We found the Puma to be about 9.5, maybe 10 inches thick. And my Lynx, formerly my Lynx, which is a good 10.5 inches thick. So the last thing I want to do is measure this stack. The stack of 3 semi-rectangular bags was about 26 inches tall. It's about 29 inches, so there's definitely some more thickness in these 3 bags totaled up than in the 3 semi-rectangulars. I'm not doing this to get rich. I'm just doing it to share with others. Because when I was looking at these bags, I was poring over every video on YouTube. So I felt that there needed to be more. There's a lot more models out there. And there are many models that I don't have. So if you like this little review of these 3 awesome sleeping bags from Western Mountaineering, please click like and subscribe to my channel. That'll help me out. I'd appreciate that. I'll continue to bring you more of these videos, and I do want to stop and say thank you to my viewers, all of you out there. I'm a young channel, and you guys have been awesome. And I want to make sure to say I really do appreciate comments. Please leave a comment. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I've had people catch little idiosyncrasies that are embarrassing, but I really need that feedback. I didn't even own a computer until 6 months ago, so I'm really stumbling on the production part. But I know a lot about this stuff, and I have a lot of experience, and I just want to be able to share that with you. So until next video, stay safe out there and have fun.